Hey everybody, Hive Doctor here. Today I'm going to do an inspection on this cell builder that I put together a few days ago. The goal is to come into this and look for cells and eliminate them because I need this cell builder to be queenless because I'm going to be grafting in the next day or so. So that is our mission today. I'm going to bring you guys along as we look for queen cells. Stick around. Welcome back everyone. So these girls should be queenless, and they were pretty irritated the other day when I came in just to give a look at them. So that's why you see me with a jacket and veil on today. They may just tell me, hey buddy, we have no tolerance for you. So I may pull this over if I need to. I put this together using capped brood frames and emerging brood. So, you know, all the capped brood is older brood, it's emerging. So in other words, pretty much no larvae and virtually no eggs. And the idea behind that is for a cell builder, you want to have young nurse bees and a lot of them. And what better way to get it than using capped brood? And kind of a secondary thing to that is with not giving them younger brood, they have less to turn into viable queens. So we're going to look over these frames today. I've got 2 frames of resources, both on the outsides. So there's no brood to speak of on these. The bees are working well. And these are frames from 7 different colonies. I went through and found the ideal brood, stuck it in here. And so now I've combined 7, bees from 7 different colonies. And one thing you want to keep in mind of when you're looking for cells, it's not enough to just try to spot them, especially 2 to 3 days in. They might still be too small to see, and the bees could be covering them up. So you've got to either brush the bees off or shake them. And I will grab my brush because I don't feel like shaking bees since they're already kind of on edge. And when I do shake or brush them, I do it right back into the hive. I don't want to do it outside for them to fall on the ground or anything. Sometimes I'll shake bees on the ground, but that's for a different reason. So let's go ahead and start brushing some bees. You know what? I'm doing this wrong. I should do it from the bottom bar down so I don't cross any of the bees' legs in the comb. I don't want to mangle anybody here today. So whenever I made these, I did have the risk of pulling a queen, especially going through 7 colonies. And so that's one of the other reasons I'm looking through this today, to make sure I didn't pull a queen from another colony. And so I can tell you right now that I did not. And the reason I know that is because they're drawing a queen cell on this frame that I didn't even see until I brushed the bees off. I'll bring you guys closer so you can check it out. All right, so right there is our cell cup. You can see the workers are poking their head in there, feeding the larvae if necessary. I'm going to blow them away. Hopefully we can get a look at the larva down inside. Definitely see the royal jelly that it's floating in. Kind of in the shade here, so it's not a great way to be able to see down in that cell. So now that I've verified that on the second frame in, I do have a queen cell, the goal is to pinch it out because I don't want them raising their own. I'm going to be grafting, and I want them to raise the ones that I give them from the stock that I choose. And I've got really great choices for them this year. My colonies are all doing pretty well. There's always a few that are behind, but there's another one. That one's got a larva in it. So I'm going to pinch this one out too. And the bees will lick this up. They'll reuse royal jelly. It won't go to waste. Anyways, I had the camera pointing down looking at the floor. I fixed it. All right, so that's the first brood frame. Had 2 cells on it. Let me give them a little bit of smoke. Check the next one. I don't like to use a lot of smoke. I just use enough to kind of keep things tame. I like to corral the bees away from the areas that I'm putting my hive tool and my fingers so I don't squash anybody. There's a great frame of capped brood. Really nice, both sides. And since my girls are being kind of gentle and lenient with me, I am going to shake because it's a little bit faster than brushing them off. The only thing I have on here is some drone brood. I've got 1, 2, 3 queen cups up top, but none of them are primed with a larva. So, next frame. These girls are being much nicer than the day I brought them here. All right, another shake. Again, scanning. No queen cups or cells on this one. So this one's good to go. Most of this was just older capped brood. So that first frame, it had definitely had some larvae in it that they were able to draw those 2 cells from. And a really nice frame of capped brood here. Wait till you see this one after I shake the bees off. That's one side. That's the other, even better. I've been really consistent, much more so than in past years, on my varroa mite treatment using my oxalic acid vaporizer. And I love to see the results like this. They speak for themselves. Again, no queen cells on this one. We got 2, maybe 3 more frames to check. These girls are still being very lenient with me. Here's one of my varroa control frames. And I do have a queen cup on this one. I'm not sure if it's primed with anything, so I'm going to tear back the wall. And it does have royal jelly in it, but there's absolutely no larva. So they might have started it and then just taken it out for whatever reason they think is necessary. No queen cells on this one. So the reason I want to pinch these out, if you're not familiar with queen rearing or grafting or anything, is these cells would be older than my grafted larva. And if, they raised them both, then these cells would emerge as fully developed queens, and they would go through the colony on my grafted frame and just destroy those queens, and it would make everything pointless. All right. Another beautiful frame of capped brood, both sides. This one's got several queen cells on it. All right, so there's 1. There's 2. And then on this side, I've got 3, possibly 4 right there. 5, 6. And then nothing along the bottom. So just quickly snuff these out. Thank the girls for their efforts and their service. There's 2 on this side. And then these 2, they definitely have larvae in them. And they'll reuse this royal jelly. Not going to waste. There's 1. There's 1. 2, 3, 4. And there's 1 I missed. Didn't see that the first time. All right. We're going to check this last frame. It should just be resources, but you never know. And I think because they are indeed queenless, and I have already gone through and verified smashing all of their cells, that I may graft a day earlier than I planned on. All right, this one's just resources. Pollen, open nectar. So it will not be necessary to do anything further here. Our job is complete. Thank you, girls. In and out. I'll leave them the rest of the day to settle back in, normalize. And we have a honey nectar flow going on right now, so I'm not worried about feeding them. They've got plenty of resources coming in, but normally I would feed them to make sure that I get a high quality queen. Okay, we don't need to disturb them anymore. We've accomplished our mission. I'm going to smoke these girls down a little bit so I can put their box back on them with their lid and let them be. All right. So, didn't have to put a veil on. That was nice. Didn't get stung. Everyone's regrouping. See them all fanning that pheromone. You know, they're still in a stress situation. They're in survival mode because they don't have a mama. I'll manage this cell builder throughout the season, practice it, and probably next year run multiple cell builders. So I've got constant queens coming out that I can raise in my mating nukes. If you haven't seen the video on that, check it out up here. And so that I have virgins available also for those who don't want to get a proven mated queen. I'll have virgins available they can stick in their hives, which is going to be a step up better from a queen cell, which don't always turn out. They don't always emerge. So thanks for joining me, guys, today. See you in the next video.